Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Rifat again. So today we are going to talk about our portfolio project again. We are going to talk about the Figma template 1 and the portfolio finished mobile version. As you can see, it's on the module 1 and day 4 work. So what we need to do, let's begin with our project. So in this learning objectives, understand how to parse a Figma design to create a UI, use flexbox to place elements in the page. So in this project we need to add a new module of CSS, that is grid. So we need to use grid to place elements in the pages. So let's move forward to our, as we know, the general requirements are always the linters. There should not be a linter error. There should be you should maintain the GitHub Flow, and also you need to commit all the things in a professional way. So let's move what we need to make. We just see it now. So that is we need to work with today we need to work with our work sections, and as well about myself section. So we need to use grid for the work section, and as well we can use the flexbox for the individual sections. So let's move forward to our project and start working. So let's go to our Visual Studio first. So it was our section end of the last video. If you guys haven't watched my last video about the first part of this project, you can go and check on my channel. You will find the video, and this was our live server. So let's move forward and work with the next sections. So we start from here. We'll create a next section. You will just copy your repository again if you have deleted on your local machine. So like this, we will just create a section, give it a class of work, give it a class of works, and then after the section we will create a div class of cards. Then we can give it an image, this like this image. Source is the asset. I put it in the asset files. Snapshot as a remove snapshot portfolio SVG. Okay, so it should be a snapshot SVG. Just give it a name, alter text, so that you know what image you use for what. Snapshot. Okay, so as for our images finished, let's create a new div for the description. Description div. Let's give it a class of cards description, cards description, and create a h2 with a class of called, give it the card title name, card titles. Okay, so let's give the div space and give it a name of, okay, we haven't opened up our Figma template, so let's see what we have in the Figma template, because we need to follow the templates. We need to see how the templates is working and all that. There must be a link for the template. Yeah, here is the link. So we will check out the link and move forward with our work, because following the template is really important, because without that we can't do anything, honestly. Let's wait a bit. After that we'll start working. So here you can see in the live server we got this image. Since I have downloaded all the images and all that, you can see that we have all these images over here. So this is the first image of the template. Just give it a time to load. Okay, since we can see that what we have in this one, so this is the first section. We already completed this section. and this is the section. So we need a heading, we need a card title. It could be h2, it could be h1, whatever you want to put. You need a subheading of canopy and some sort of like backend developer and the YAR, a little bit of description and the languages, and there should be a button for C project. And each of this section is same for the work section. So let me create the sections first. So h2 is finished with div. What was the name of it? Is tonic. So let's go and create h1, h2. We have to make one more div for the subheading. The div should be given a class of subheading, I guess. Subheading. It's not necessary, you can give it the name as you want, but I have a structure for the CSS. That's why I am creating it like this, so it maintain something for me. Span dot class, no, not class, for canopy. Span dot canopy. Okay, so it should be written canopy, and then after that there is a circular icon. So I have taken that icon as image, so I will add that icon image dot assets dot icons dot circle icon, I guess. Yeah, circle icon. And let's move forward to our another span, because there was more than two things, right? So another span should be, let's give it a class, because it's good to have a class for everything, so that it is easier to work with everything when you're doing styling and all that. The title, and now what we write, we need to write, I think, backend developer, backend dev. So let's go to over here, back and dev. Okay, dev span. Okay, let's create another image section. Let us just copy the section over here, because they both are the same. Just let me give it copy and paste, because they're the same icon. Now what we have a YAR. So what we can do, we can just copy the span and paste it, and change the backend dev to 2015. Let's check our live server. So we know, okay, we have created almost the same structure, as you can see. Now we need to have a what does it say? We need to have a description and HTML and the languages and all that, and I think the button. That's what we need to create now. So let's start. Let's start with our work. Let's go to Visual Studio and div and span as div. So now what we have to do, we have to create a section in the section, so that it should work properly for us. So because without the if you create without section, we need to divide them into two pieces. You can do it without the sections, but I would prefer to work with the section. Okay, in the div, start from here, section dot card content Okay, card content should be P, and let's just copy this paragraph. Okay, as we have copied the paragraph, for after the paragraph, okay, after the paragraph there is another one. So we need to create an order list and give it a class. The class should be webdev or something you want. Webdev languages, and that list item should be HTML, another list item CSS and JavaScript for this one. Then we will just copy this structure and change up the things. JavaScript, because we have like 5 cards for this, 4 cards, I guess. 1 2 3 4, yeah, 4 cards. So we need to copy and paste it for 4 times, and we will just change the contents and all that. So we have created the unordered list, and after the unordered list we need a button. So we need a button of, what does it say? Button dot C project for the class. So we created and give it C project. Okay, so let's check it on our live server. Yeah, we have made it so far, as you can see. Okay, it's good. So let's move forward and work with our another part. So up until now, this is it, and we will create with our new things. Like let me just copy it. One more thing I'm missing. Am I missing something? Like the div started over here, the card description, the div is here. Okay, there was one more div, the div start over here, the end over here. Okay, so I think I haven't missed anything yet. Okay, section card content is starting over here. Okay, is good. Here another list. Okay, so it is like this. There is 2 more whole content div, I guess. Why is this div is over here? The cards div, I guess this should be end of the section, because yeah, it should be over here. Yeah, it should be over here. So let's move forward. Just copy up the section like div cards, paste it 3 more times. 1 2 3. So as we can see, let's go and check our live server. As we can see, we have 1 2 3 4. So we have created the four sections, and let us also check if everything is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Yeah, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Now what we need to do, we need to just tonic and multi-post story, tonic canopy, multi-post story, tonic canopy. I think we just need to change this multi-post story for one time, because there is 2 multi-post stories and 2 tonic types. It is not necessarily written that, but it's better if you follow the structure. Okay, I had copied something wrong. Where is this one? The written thing. Inspect multi-post. Okay, multi-post content. Okay, multi-post stories over here. As you can see, multi-post stories, personalized tonic. Okay, let's give the second one. Okay, this is the first one, the tonic one. This is the okay. So now let's check. Okay, tonic, multiple stories, tonic, multiple stories. Okay, this should be fine. We just need to change the images, and that's what we left with. Snapshot portfolio. This is the second one. You can also create for your like to understand or identify the things. You can just comment out in the in between the codes to maintain the numbers, understand it easily. Okay, so this is that one. Snapshot portfolio 2, and after that portfolio 3, and after that portfolio 4. So we have just changed our, okay, is there something wrong with the 3 and 4? Because the second one is changed, but 3 and 4 is not changed. Okay, let's just remove our part and do it again. Okay, there is svg.svg, that's why, I guess. Yeah, that is the case. Yeah, that is fixed already. So let's move forward and create our another section. So now we are going to work with our about me section. So let's begin. Create a new section for the about me part. Section dot, okay, section dot class should be about myself. Okay, then create a div. I think, okay, just without any name. h2 with a class of greeting, because we have already styled the greeting class for our one of our h2 of the title. About myself, this should be good enough. Okay, let's create div.job description with class. We also have edited this class in the css, so that makes our job more easier. Let's create a p tag, since we need a p tag, as you can see over here. Let's just copy the section and paste it. I have copied the wrong property, so let me copy the right property and work on it. So save it. As you can see, I have saved it, and let's move forward. What we have after that one, we have the same thing, let's connect button, link, as you can see, h2.connect links. We also have worked on it before in the css, so it will be easier when you assign same class to the different elements. It works if you have already worked with the css, it will work as the same css part, so the styling will be same on the both content. That's why we are using class, to make our work much more easier, such as you will see much more over here. Social media icons, we have used it before, right? If you guys remember, ul dot social, what we have used, do you remember? Social media links. I hope you guys remembering and also all that. So I will just copy it from the beginning in the top. On the top I will copy that and just paste it, because since the social media thing is the same thing, I will copy the whole list of order and list of item and just paste them, because there is no new classes, no new works, all of them is same. Just let me check out the, okay, as you can see it's already set up from beforehand, because we already used the class over here. So in here, so when we did the same thing over here, it just set up automatically. It's set up for itself by default. So let's begin with our work. Another list, and after the another list, what we have, let's check. After the another list, we have a button called get my resume. Get my resume. So let's create the button. After the another list, div, I guess, because let's check out where this div goes. Okay, this is a social media div. Okay, after the div we should create the button with class of my resume, because we haven't edited the buttons yet. Resume. And okay, let's give the type letter on. Type of the button is button. Get my resume. Okay, so I guess this is good enough. And what if we have anything more? Let's check it out. Okay, yeah, we have more things to do, and as well as get my resume button is over here. So we need to set up languages. We need to give it to like a bar, then JavaScript, HTML, CSS, frameworks, and skills. So we need to finish the project up until here, up until to the skills. So let's begin with that. After the div, let's create another list for that, to create that part. Okay, so let me do it a little bit faster for you and then explain it to you. So let me pause the video over here and finish this section, and I will come back to you. So as you can see, I have created this another list and all that section for you. Let me show you in the live server so you will understand what we have did after the pausing the video. So I have created this up until here, so for you guys. So let me explain it to you so it become easier for you guys to do that part. So the part begins from after the button. So I created another list, give it an ID of an about me list, and after that I created a list of item, and in the list of item I created another list, as you can see from here. Okay, from here let me show you. So this is the list, another list, and in that another list, this is the list, right? So let me just zoom it out and zoom in. So okay, let me explain it from here. So this is the another list, and this is the list of item of this another list. So when you drop down it, there will be list of item in every another list, and there will be another list for every list of item. So we have created that for language. You can see list of item, and after that we have put our programming languages as class, as you can see, like this, and also the frameworks, so it's like that. I hope you guys understand this section. Otherwise, if you guys have some sort of question or some sort of like how I created this section, you can check out my GitHub repository that will be linked in this video description in the first comment. So I hope if you guys have confusion about this section, how I created this list and unordered list for this section, you can check out my GitHub repository. So let's begin with the CSS and go to our VS Code. Let's commit it first. Let's commit the changes first. Okay, so continue and commit and all that. Okay, we can commit one by one. We'll say that added 2 more sections, work and about, commit. Okay, I have changed the CSS to fix this issue, to fix last time we had this font issue. That was okay. So let me show you also the font issue. What was the font issue? So whenever you go like this and click on the open file, like just click on the CSS, it will show you what by changing what the font the issue was solved. So when I changed this, this was in the lowercase. When I changed them in the uppercase, it worked. Font issue solved. Okay, let's push it and go to our CSS file. So from over here, what we will do, so we will start working from the work class works. So let's set. Now we need to, for setting up the grid, you need to use like we used for the flexbox, display flex, but now we are gonna use display grid. The display grid, and let me show you one more thing. Since in the mobile version, what we have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes in column, and one in the row. So per row there is 1 box, and per column there is 4 box. Since we have 4 boxes, so let's set it up like that. And one more thing, since I am showing you in this part, since we haven't used any media query, if you go to the bigger version, that actually looks different. Since I'm just showing, I'm just making the things in mobile version size, that's why I'm not having any issues actually for now. But if you go to the bigger screens, then there will be issues. Okay, so the things will change and the things will like looks like different. So let's create it on the mobile version 3.7.3.3.7.5, and grid, just use grid, display grid, grid template row, grid template rows, repeat 4 into 1 fr. Grid temp. Now let's use grid template column 1. Oh, sorry, we'll repeat 1 fr. 1 fr. Now let's check it out. Okay, it's the same, but sometimes in your case it can be different. So I'm showing you how to use the grid properties, margin top. If you are using media queries, it will be different in your case. 60 pixel. Okay, margin top. Okay, let's not use margin top like this. Use margin top like this. 160 pixel. It should be Okay, it has created the distance with that section. Now use gap of 50 pixel, should be good enough. Padding left is 16 pixel, and padding left should be 16 pixel. Padding right should be 16 pixel. And after that, let's create the cards. Okay, so the cards should be work since we are placing the things up. The cards, let's give it, the cards is the background of these boxes. So I have copied some as you can see, let me show you the index file so you will understand. I have some style sheet copied. So the div of these cards is actually wrapping up the whole project. So when it is wrapping up the whole project, so why we set up this class? We set up this class to give it this background. So we can give this kind of background. As you can see, it's a white and little bit have a border. So let's paste our style. So let's just paste. Okay, so you can see we just set display flags column. So when we set the flags direction column, it will come up to top to the bottom, and justify content center and all that. So we have give a little bit of border, and let me just show you the, okay, as you can see, we have I have told you that it will change up, and also, okay, so let me do one more thing. Let me move forward to the next part of this video. So now we have to edit the card titles. Okay, let's give it this styling. So we set the font family, font style normal, font weight, and font size, and font color. So let me show you if it works. Yeah, it works. So let's go to our Visual Studio and work with next sections. Now we have left with the subheading list. Subheading list is, give it display flags row. So there is one thing now I want to explain. As you can see, we are using flexbox for the subheading. So what is the subheading? The subheadings are this one. Then why are we using the flags direction row and align items center? So we are using the flags direction row so that the direction of this items should stay like this, left to right, and also they should be centerized, because there is lots of things over here, the icons and all that. So they should be all centerized by their center, by their middle center. That's why we are doing that. Now we have a class canopy. Canopy should be here. Give the canopy and color. After the canopy, subheading titles, subheading list title, subheading list title. Let's give it a color and font family. Okay, so here we are. Let's check it out on our live server. Yeah, as you can see, why we give these two colors. As you can see, there is two colors for these two. That's why we created so many classes for only this section. Now we have card content, And let's go and copy our stylings. Okay, and we have web dev languages, web okay, web dev languages. So for the web dev languages, we have stylings as well. So let's copy and paste that one. So we have set the display flags, and let me show you one more thing over here. So for the web dev languages, we have only give it display flags. Why we haven't give it any flags direction? It could have gone like top to bottom, but why we haven't? Since the web dev languages class is for this HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, so by default the flexbox works like left to right. So when you change that, when you want to change the direction, you need to give it, but when you don't want to change any direction or something like that, you don't need to give it anything. If you want it like left to right, it should be like that. Just leave it like that. With display flags, it will work that way. So we need to set up background for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, because there is a background border for that. So let's give it a background. Now programming languages should be okay. There's one more thing. Check out the things. Okay, list of item and all that. Give me a second. Check it on live server. If that works. Okay, so this is working, I guess. Yeah, this is working and should be fine. Is there anything you need to do? Okay, just left with the button. I have left with the button and all that. So now we need to create the buttons and all that. So let's go and check out our button class. So our button class is C project dot C project. Just give me a second. Let me work with it. Okay. Dot C project. Let's give it a hover. We have as you can see, we have give it a border. The background should be white, since according to the template created. So when we let's give it a hover, so when someone hover it, they will get an effect. And for the buttons, you must need to follow the template. There is a template for buttons. Let me show you. Let me show you in the live server first, and then I will show you the buttons. As you can see, okay, sometimes the hover doesn't work on the inspect. Okay, as you can see, it's like that when you hover. So let me show you over here. Okay, as you can see, there is a template for button. You must need to follow the colors from here and all that. So I'm finished with this part. Yeah, so now I'm moving over here, the languages and all that, and get my resume. So first of all, I will work on the get my resume button. Let's comment out about myself part. Okay, and also we forgot to put something. When the button is active, there should be one more effect. See project active, and this is the effect. And you can also use presets for your project color and all that. I will show you in somewhere how to use the presets of CSS in your project, so that you don't have that much issue and you don't need to write the color codes again and again, all that. So let's create the resume button. As you can see, I have put some stylings for the resume buttons, and let's give it to the hover and active effects. So dot my resume hover is hover, and then paste the pointers properties, and again my resume dot active and all that. Okay, this is not a dot, so don't make a mistake. Just check, what does it say, colon, I guess. So I think that one should be fine. Yeah, okay, my resume is fine. And for that, let's move to our web dev and all the languages thing. Just give me a second and I will start again with the things. So let's move forward to our programming line. Programming line. The list should be none, list style none, and padding should be padding left should be 0. So another class waveland, and let's, okay, not languages, this is just waveland we set up before. Waveland, give it padding left 16 pixel, padding left 16 pixel. That should be fine. Let's go to and check out our live server. So as you see, okay, let's work on the next thing. I will show you how it's changed. Now you may not see any changes, but soon you will. So li display flex, Arial Helvetica and all that. Just give me a second. This is the styling, display flex, align item center, background, and border radius, font family, style, and all that. Now we are going to create a hover effect for wave dev languages. Okay, so do okay, not now, maybe later on. We don't need a hover effect for this one, I think. I hope now it should be look fine for the languages. Yeah, so it looks fine for the languages, but we need to still remove this list item. We need to give them what does it say, list item none, list style none, and also we need to centerize by over here. So let's go and work on it. Okay, now about myself. Okay, let's give it a background color and all that. Border radius, we need to give this section a border radius of over here, from over here, since there is a lot of things to do. This, as you can see, when you go over this section, there is a border radius for this section, and we will do that. Also we will give some other things as well. So first of all, let's just give the unordered list style none, I hope it should, at least one of the dots should be gone. Yeah, and list style type none. Yeah, and let's give it two more. Okay, list separators with 100%. Okay, list title. Let's first give the list title a styling. List title. Title. And let's give the list. Okay. It should be fine like this. List separator with this, copy paste. Okay, as you can see, the list one of the buttons one of the list item is, I mean, the list styling is gone. Now we've got list. When you work, you must need to maintain the classes, so you need to understand what will happen, or what is happening, or what is changing with your codes. You will understand when you understand the classes you are choosing or working on. So we have done this, and now we have a little bit to left to finish this one. Okay, so now we have dot lists page 4 and left and all that. As you can see, this is almost about to finish. It's all over here, but we still have to give some items to list type none, list type none, because we need to remove these dots, and without that it is not possible. So let's inspect ul.list. So ul.list. Okay, ul, as you can see, we can give it to ul.lists. So hope it works. It doesn't. Give me a second. List style type none. It should remove. Yeah, it removed. Still we have to do something. Okay, active myself and all that. See project. Okay. Okay, so what we have the issue now, we have issue with this one. So what we can do with that, I did something wrong. We should not give it the unordered list isn't a class, we give it as a class. So we will remove the dot from the beginning and save it, and let's check out our CSS. So it's finished. As you can see, the dots are gone and all that. The list styling type none is working now. So this is the end of this project up until now, the mobile finished one. So I hope you guys liked my video, and just give it a thumbs up and give me a subscribe. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you guys.